Thank you. In fact, it is a question for all of you. I mean, we've talked about regulation and consumer attitudes in the context of antibiotics. Do we think that nutritional health products are going to be acceptable to consumers, or will they find something to object to about the solutions that we're proposing? Do we expect a positive consumer reaction, or do we have to prepare ourselves to inform more? And may I make this a very simple, quick question for us, starting again with you, Steve and Chris, for BASF. Do you think consumers will accept the alternative, if I may say the word alternative in this case? Do you think they will accept it?
Misinformation can be very emotional. And I think if the consumers, or let's say the news media, picks up on a topic that can sell newspapers, they can also even drive this further in the wrong direction. I think we have to really market our industry better. I don't think we've done enough at a consumer level. I think our customers know how to use our product, but I don't think we've brought enough to the consumer level. So in my view, I think we need to educate consumers and remind them that we have to feed 10 billion people in 2050. And the only way we'll do this is with precision nutrition, good quality feed additives, because this is how we're going to get to that level. And without good quality feed additives, there's no ways we can feed those people in the future.
Thank you. Dr. Petri.
I'm absolutely convinced that this will not be a problem for the consumers. Many of the products which we are talking about here, be it organic acids, be it probiotics, are already in use in human treatment. For example, after antibiotic treatment, many people receive probiotics to re-establish gut flora. So I basically don't see a big problem if we continue with these products. There will be, of course, a challenge for us as an industry, as a feed additives industry, working on gut health solutions that we over time manage to help customers to evaluate between those which are really doing the job and those which probably won't work. This is an obligation which we have, because currently there is not enough information available for customers and for end consumers to do kind of selection. That is not yet there, but it will come, because we have the interest as those who work scientifically based to really show, hey, this is the way it goes, this is the way our product goes, and then there will be a differentiation in the products and more clarity about what is really worthwhile to use.
Thank you. Mark Ginnemore.
If you look at the latest event, I think I'm quite confident as well that from a consumer point of view, we should not face too much resistance. And this is as well what we see in some countries where, yes, the regulation is changing, but not that fast. Mm-hmm. And in some countries, actually, the consumer side and even the major consumer or retailers are taking the initiative, and this is as well something where that's why I believe that I see a bright future and a certain level of acceptance for the feed additive to really come as substitution for the AGPs. What was said earlier as well is that yes, regulation can be a bit tricky, but on the other side, with stricter regulation, we can have probably as well a better transparency and just make sure as well that what we are claiming is indeed what we are delivering. And I think this one as well would help the acceptance of the consumer. And finally, you can't eat the cake and have it in the fridge. So what I mean here is that we have if we want to move into a better quality meat, we have to make sure as well that the consumer are willing to pay a bit more. And I'm not sure if this is the case as of now,
Merci. François Pellet, over to you, please.
I believe that consumer will easily accept these alternatives. Some of these products have very positive image For example, probiotic. People know about probiotic. They take them in yogurt or as pills. So I think there's no problem of acceptance. The main risk I see is the risk of misleading the consumer. What do we mean with antibiotic-free, for example? Is it no residue? Is it raised without antibiotics? What about no AGP, or is it no prophylactic antibiotic, or is it no therapeutic antibiotics? And then you have a problem of welfare. ABF, does it mean that you can still inject gentamicin, for example, in the eggs, in ovo, in a hatchery? So I think we have to be careful what we say, what we promise. We should have clear specification. We should have control to make sure that these specifications are well enforced so that we don't disappoint the customers. So I think the industry as a whole should also have some standards and define what is ABF, what is NAE, as they say in US, no antibiotic ever. Does it mean that ionophore can be used or not used? Else I'm very much afraid that there will be a lot of labels or claims that actually will not really represent or bring what the customer is expecting or what he's thinking of.
Francois, thank you. Mike Goebel, please. Consumer resistance we're talking about, is it something to consider, or do you think consumers will accept what we say?
Yeah, I'm confident that the consumers will accept natural nutritional health products as a non-antibiotic solution. I think it's something that will easily be explained and easily be accepted. It's something that is being somewhat consumer driven as well. I also believe that in order to help with that acceptance, though, it is explaining the understanding and not necessarily helping them understand the details of the science, but ensuring them that what is being promised is being delivered. And I think that's very important because it takes a long time to gain that trust and a very short time to lose it. And if you lose it, you won't get it back. That's something that I truly believe in. So I do believe that it will be readily accepted, but it's our job to make sure that we don't overpromise and underdeliver.
Thank you. Matabor, please.
I do believe that the solutions that are in the market today are very acceptable to the general public. Probiotics, everybody knows them, eats them every day. Enzymes are very well known. So I don't think there's a problem. I think we need to be careful moving forward and bringing new technologies into the market, that we don't enter into a gray zone like ionophores as replacement of antibiotics. I think that was sort of a gray zone. We should not make a similar mistake and by losing the trust of the consumers. So lots of responsibility on our side here to keep that trust going forward.
Thank you very much. This has been the CEO panel on the future of nutritional products presented by VIV Online. We want to finish this panel by thanking the members of the panel, the representatives of these 6 leading companies for their contribution. And you've heard from them that a very large measure of agreement, that there are products already in which we can take great confidence. But we need to recognize it's not one single product, it's a range of products, it's customized solutions, it's working with the food chain to use them in the correct way and the way that is acceptable to the regulatory authorities, to the retailers, and to the consumers. So we have a job to do to inform people, to keep them informed with correct, scientifically based factual information about what we're doing. We need to be careful of the language we use, so we're not talking about replacements, we're talking about nutritional health management on a very positive level. And we need to do this across countries. We need to specify what it is we're producing so that we're not allowing certain labels to claim things which make out that other labels are not doing so well. We need to be very clear on our specifications across countries, but also we need to take account that this is a food value chain where low margins are a matter of life. And we can perhaps accept an increase in production cost, but we cannot do that without wanting the retailer and consumer to work with us